Hi, I'm Mike Siegel. In this video, I'm going to run 8 racks of 8-ball using strategies and techniques in my latest video, Perfect 8-ball. So let's get to the break. Now, most of the players on tour today use what they call a break stick. This will ensure that the tip and the shaft won't bend. And when you're hitting shots hard, I would advise getting one of these. So we're going to hit our second ball solid. Okay, you can see the ball's opened up pretty nice. Well, it looks like we're going to have to take the solid balls. Nothing went in, and seeing as the 5 is my easiest shot, the biggest problem we have is the 6, the green ball, which is right here. But we'll try and break that out later. Now let's play the 5. Just come out for the 4, hopefully. All right. See, I floated in an area where actually I could have played the 1, 3, or the 4. But to eliminate the trouble early, I think we'll play the 1. It seems if I get right in this area for the 2 ball with a little angle, I can break the 6 out, and that should make the rack pretty easy from there. So let's try that. We'll play the 1, follow a little bit. Okay, now all you have to do is pocket the 2, and the cue ball will naturally go right into the 6, the green ball, and open that out. All right, you can see I moved the 6 out of the way. Now our probably toughest ball again is a 7, but I think I can use the 6, play the 7 on the side, and possibly the 8 ball. So we'll play the 4 and come out for the 3. All right, that was a little harder than I'd like, so we'll have to play the 3. Okay, now all I have to do is play the 6, follow down a little bit for the 7. Okay, play the 7. Maybe we'll just follow the cue ball a little bit. And we have a nice shot on the 8 in the side pocket. Okay, let's try another rack. This is rack number 2, so let's see what happens. Hitting the second ball solid. Oh, I made 1 of each. And notice where the 8 ball went. See, again, if we keep breaking, which is covered in my Perfect 8-ball video, keep hitting the second ball, there's hardly anything in the rack area, and the 8 always has a chance to go in another pocket. So here I have my choice, so let's look this over. Well, the way it looks right now, actually all the balls are open. But the thing I'm concerned about here is the 3 stripe balls are actually surrounding or close to the 8. The 1 looks like it has a very tough situation where to play it, so I think I'm going to choose the stripe balls. Well, seeing as I don't want to disturb these 3 balls, I think I'm going to play the 13 first and come down for the 12 ball. Okay, that's nice position. All right, we'll play the 12. If I just stay in this area, I can play the 14 either in the side or the corner, and then we should be in good shape. Let's play the 14 in the corner. Slide the cue ball over here for the either 11 or the 9 ball. Well, all we have to do now is play the 11 and float in this area for the 9 on the side. We should be home free. So I think we'll just follow the cue ball a little bit. Okay. Now again we can play the 9. And we have a nice shot. All we have to do is play the 9, come right in this area, Play the 10 in the corner. Shot. Again, the key to this rack was the 9, 11, and 10 surrounding the 8 ball. Now all I have to do is play the 10 in the corner and just draw the cue ball a little bit. And again, we have a nice shot on the 8 ball in the side pocket. Let's look at rack number 3. Okay, here I broke the balls, now I have my choice. Again, you can notice the 8 ball has moved. There's really nothing in the rack area. Now, it looks like the solids lay pretty nice in this situation, seeing as, again, as the 14 is trapped by the 3 and the 7. But the solid balls are open, so we can go right away. Let's play the 3 ball first and draw for the 7. Okay, now my main concern is just trying to get a nice shot after I play the 7 ball. So what we're going to do is we're going to float into this area where I have my choice of 3 different shots, either 2 up in the corner, 5, or possibly the 6. All right, see, now I have my choice, so I'm going to elect to play the 6 ball. That looks like my easiest shot. The 8 ball's in a situation where it looks like once I get on the 4 and stay right here, the 8 easily goes in this pocket. So I think we'll play the 6 and just follow up for the 5 and the 2, or even possibly the 1. Okay, it looks like I'll play the 5, then the 2, then the 1, then the 4. So let's play the 5 ball. Okay, now we'll play the 2 and actually just try and come out in the center of the table where I have an easy shot on possibly the 1 or the 4 ball. Preferably the 1. All right, now we have a nice shot on the 1, nice little angle. All we have to do is make the 1 and just come off the rail a little bit. All right, again, all I have to do is play the 4, a little draw. And we have a nice shot on the 8 ball. Play the 8 in the corner. Let's look at another rack. Let's look at rack number 4. Again, hitting the 2nd ball solid, which is covered on my perfect 8 ball video. Oh, look at this. Now the 8 almost did have a chance of going in the side pocket. You can see where this is an effective break. And again, notice how the balls have opened up. There's nothing in the rack area. I didn't hit the balls very hard, but hard enough to spread them all over the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have the stripe balls. Probably my biggest concern would be this ball, the 12 ball, seeing as it only goes in this pocket. So we're going to start off with the 14. I'm going to play the 14, come off the rail, try and get somewhere over here for the 15 in the corner pocket. Okay, I've got a little bit more angle than I would like on this particular shot. Okay, let's follow up. We're going to have to follow up for the 11 ball. And that was a little tricky, so we're going to have to go back to the 9. You see, now, actually, I played the 15. I went for the 11 ball, but I kept in mind that actually the 10 even goes in the side pocket. As long as I kept the cue ball in this area, I had my choice of either the 10, the 11, or the 9. If I'd have wound up here, I really didn't have much of a shot. So you always have to keep that in mind. In fact, this shot lays so good, I'm going to play the 10, I'm going to follow the cue ball, and possibly even play for the 12, 9, or the 11. So let's play the 10 on the side. All right, I think I'm going to play the 12, come off the rail, and take care of the 12 and 9. All right. Again, we have to change our mind here. I think we're going to play the 11 this time, keeping in mind that when I shot the 12, I knew if I floated over here, I still had the 11 ball. I have my choice. So I think this looks a little better. If I play the 11 and go 2 rails around the 8, I can play the 9 in the corner, and we can win the game. That's the key to 8 ball, is always trying to position the cue ball in an area where you have your choice of always at least 1, 2, or more shots. So here we just play the 9, a little low right. Come up for the 8, and hopefully we can make the 8 in the corner pocket. Let's look at another rack. Here comes another perfect run out. Again, hitting the second ball solid. Let's see what happens. And there we go. Now you just saw it. There we made the 8 ball in the side pocket. I knew that would eventually happen. Sometimes it goes in here, but a lot of times it may go in a different pocket. You always have to remember, covered in my video, when you hit the second ball solid, many times the 8 has a chance of going in another pocket. Let's try another game. Let's look at another perfect rack of 8 ball. As you can see, we have the 8 rolling towards this side pocket. All right, nothing went on the break, so I have my choice. Well, the straight balls seem to be bunched up pretty good. The solids are actually all open right in this area. Now that I kind of like. So let's go with, let's take the solid balls. I'm going to try and play the 4 and just come out in the center of the table. Now we'll play the 5. Let's play the 5 first. Okay, we play the 5. Now I have a good shot on the 3, the red ball, or I can play the 4. And all the solid balls are actually open. My main concern are these 2 balls because these 3 solid balls can't go in this corner pocket. So I think we'll play the 4, and we're going to play position for the 2, the blue ball. Okay. All right, I'm going to play the 2. Just stay right in this area. Stop and play the 7 in the corner pocket. All right, now we have a shot on the 7. All I have to do is kind of draw, stay in this area. We can play the 3 in the side, and then the 1 and 6 would be open. Okay, all I have to do is play the 3, follow up a little bit. 1 and 6 both go in this side pocket. Or I could even play the 6 in the corner. Okay, my main concern now is where to play the 8 ball. So the 8 easily goes in the side or the corner. So I think we'll play the 1. We'll draw back a little bit for the 6 in the same pocket. Okay, we have a little angle, so we'll play the 6 and just follow the cue ball towards the 8. And play the 8 right in the side pocket. Okay, let's look at another rack. Can't believe I ran out that game, huh? And let's look at another perfect rack of 8 ball. And again, we have that 8 ball moving pretty good. Okay, this rack looks like the balls are kind of bunched up pretty good here, so this may not be as easy. I'm going to have to break some clusters out. I think I'm going to have to choose the solid balls. Let's play the 4. I'm going to play the 4 and take a chance I come right down in this area for hopefully the 3 or the 5 in this corner pocket. It was a little bit hard. That's actually all right. I have a good shot on the 3, but I also see now I have a shot on the 7 ball. Well, we could play the 3 and break out either the 7, the 10, or the 6, but I think I'm going to play the 7 in the side pocket and just drift the cue ball into the 10 and 6 and try and open those up. Okay, notice I just hit him hard enough to break these 2 balls up. Now the 6 has an easy chance of either going in this corner or the side pocket, and I still have a shot on the 2, the blue ball. Well, I think we're going to play the 2, blue ball up in the corner. Now, I would really like to play the 6 and follow down, clear out these 2 balls with the 8, but I have to get the 1 out of the way. So we're going to play the 1, draw the cue ball to this rail over here, and play position again for the 6, even though I have an easy shot on the 6 right at this particular moment. All right. Okay, we have a little bit more angle than I would like, but I still think I'm all right. All I have to do is play the 6, and if we make the ball, the cue ball should slide down for a nice shot on the 3 or the 5. Just like that. Now we're kind of home free. As you can see, I have a nice shot on the 5 or the 3. I think we'll just play the 5. Okay, we got a little careless there. Shouldn't have been on the rail. Okay, well, we're going to have to play the 3. I think we'll just play the 3 and hit it easy. Unfortunately, I have a little bit more difficult shot on the 8 than I would like. So here we go. We'll try and play the 8 in the corner pocket. Oh, that looked pretty easy. Let's try another game. This 8 ball is starting to look easier and easier to me. Now, let's try another rack. Look at the 8 ball. Look at the 8. Ooh, pretty close, pretty close. Okay, we've already made the 8 once on the break, and we've already had a couple chances to make it again. Now, this could be a very difficult rack. Even though the 8 moved, we see we have a big cluster here. These 2 balls are stuck together. 3, 10, and 11, they're in a funny group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have to take the straight balls. Well, okay, let's see what happens. Well, let's play the 13. That seems to be our only shot anyway. All right. Well, as you can see, obviously the real main concern is this ball, the 12 ball, and the 15. This may be a rack that may be a lot more safety play involved that's covered in our perfect 8 ball video than actually running out. Well, if we play the 9, I'm going to try and draw the cue ball into these balls, break them up, possibly maybe break up these. And we did just that. Okay, well, I have a shot. There's a possibility here. Well, let's look at this. Well, let's try and play the 11 to follow. We may be able to break these balls out. we did that. Trying to move them around a little bit. Well, we do have a pretty good possibility here. We can play the 12, actually kiss it off the 5, and play it in the corner pocket. So let's see if we can make that. We're still on. What is this? Well, let's play the 10 on the side. Look at this. If I hit the 15, this would be a miracle. Oh, my goodness. Well, I knew this would be one of those tricky games. Well, the only chance we have, of course, I really may not lose this game. Now, this is a pretty good example. I can play the 15, I can bank the 15 for this pocket, and the cue ball is naturally going to come up table. You can see the 6 is in a spot where it really is very tough to go in because the 8 ball is hanging in that corner pocket. So no matter who I was playing in this particular rack, I still may have a shot of winning it if the 15 doesn't go in, but let's see if we can make it. All right. Watch it now. Hold it. Hold it. Whew, boy, that almost scratched. That was pretty lucky. Of course, even if I had missed, I think my opponent still might have had a tough shot with the 8 kind of hanging in the pocket. But that was pretty nice. Let's try another rack. Okay, we've opened the balls up pretty nice. See the 8 ball again, there's nothing in the rack area whatsoever, so I still like this break over any other break in 8 ball. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have the solid balls, and you can see my biggest problem already is the 3, the red ball, and these 2 balls are right in front of the pocket. Okay, let's try and play the 6. We'll just float into the 9, the yellow stripe ball. Okay, now you see I have a nice shot on the 3. My main balls are going to be right in this area. So the 3 may be a concern, and also these balls. All right, let's play the 3 and just try and come right back about in the same area. Okay, now it's not too bad. We can play the 5, the orange ball. If I make this ball, I figure I should run the rack. The cue ball should stay here. Possibility the 4 in the corner. 2 may land somewhere over here. And I don't really have too many more problems. Okay, see, now we have our choice of shots. We could play the 4, could play the 2, and the 8's in a pretty good spot. I think we're going to play the 2. The 4's got a little bit too much angle on it. The 2, I can just stop here, play the 1, and naturally go 2 cushions to float over here again for the 4 in the pocket. So we're going to try that. Play the 2 and just stay right there. Okay, now I'll play the 1. A little bit of high left English. Then you see we come down for the 4 ball. Okay, now we can play the 4 and just draw. Looks like we'll hit the 15, probably stay somewhere in here for the 8 in this corner. Okay, now all we have to do is play the 8 in the corner. I hope you enjoyed some of my runouts in the 8 ball. Now, we did happen to make the 8 in the break. It doesn't happen all that often, but if you stay and hit the second ball, I'm sure your chances will improve. Most of the strategy and techniques that we covered are all in my perfect 8 ball video. So if you keep on practicing, I'm sure your game's going to improve too. me show you what the average person does when they break. Okay, see what happens? They normally try and hit the head ball, and as you can see, even though I made a ball on the break, notice the big group right here. This game could take hours because the balls are not spread open. Now let me show you the way I like to break. This is covered in my video. What I try and do is put the cue ball here, hit the second ball solid. The balls are going to open up very nicely and also have a chance of making the 8, the black ball, possibly in this side pocket. So let's see what happens. As you can notice, look how the balls open up. There's really nothing in this area that it's touching. I have a good chance of running out. I'm Mike Siegel. In my 9-ball video, we're going to try and run 9 racks of 9-ball using the basic strategies and concepts that are in my perfect 9-ball video. Now, we're going to start out doing, to speed the game up, if I don't have shots on the 1 after my break, I'm going to take what they call cue ball in hand, which means I can pick the cue ball, the white ball, up, put it anywhere on the table I'd like. We are trying to learn something here. Before I break, I like to point out that I'm using a break cue. It's a little bit lighter than my normal cue. Gives me that extra edge, I feel, to hit the balls hard. So let's start off with this game. Okay, we made 1 ball on the break. And we have a nice shot. So I guess we don't need cue ball in hand this particular game. Okay, well all we have to do here is we can play the 1. What we want to do is just draw the cue ball a little bit to play the 2, the blue ball, in this corner pocket. So let's just try and make the 1 and just draw back a little bit. Okay, I didn't quite draw as much as I'd like, but I'm still okay. All we have to do is play the 2 in the corner pocket. This is probably the key ball, and the rest of the balls, the 3, the red ball goes in the side pretty easy. And the other balls aren't that tough. So let's just see if we can play the 2 in the corner. All right. Okay, now we're perfect. We play the 3, follow the cue ball a little bit of high left English, catching the rail, and the cue ball should float somewhere in this area for the 5, the orange ball in the side pocket. And you can see the 6, the green ball is right in the same area. Okay. Now my main concern is playing the 5, the orange ball, and I could just stop right there and play the 6 and go 2 cushions, or I could come out in this area and go 1 cushion. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll just play the 5, come out in the center of the table. Now we can play a natural shot. We'll just play the 6, hit 1 cushion, and come up somewhere in this area for the 7 in the corner pocket. Okay, we have nice speed on that shot. Looks pretty easy to me, I don't know. Okay, now we're going to play the 7 and just slide the cue ball, hitting a little bit of low left for the 8 in the same pocket. We want to make sure we have a little angle to go down table for the 9, because the 9 is in this area. Okay, now we're just going to follow the cue ball, a little bit of high right English. And coming down for a shot a little longer than I would like in a 9, but still very makeable for me. And that's it. Okay, let's try another game. Now you can see I'm breaking from this position. Now, in my perfect 9-ball video, I do move the cue ball around, but I haven't been getting good results, so let's try it again. Nothing again. Well, all right, this game we don't actually need cue ball in hand, so we're going to play the 1 in the corner pocket, a little bit of right English. Cue ball should float somewhere over here for the 2 in this corner pocket. Actually, we're going to float around in between the 7 and the 6, lay over here. Okay. Now we want to play the 2 in the corner. Just come off the rail and make sure we have an angle on the 3 to come this way, because the 4, our next ball, is right here. So we just hit a low ball. Play that in there. Now this can be a little tricky. If I follow all the way up to the rail, I've got to make sure I get right on the rail, because you see the 7 is here. Or I can take a chance and play the 3, stay in this area, and cut the 4 in. I think that's what I'm going to choose to do. We're just going to play the 3 and just stay right in that area and cut the 4 ball in. Now cut the 4 in, come all the way down table and back up for the 5, which is our next ball right here. All right, go up towards the 5. Notice I have a nice little angle on the 5, so from here it's really not that difficult. You see the 5, 6, 7, 8 are all in this area, so all you have to do is play the 5, draw the cue ball with a little bit of low left English. Come off the rail. Now we can just play the 6. This time we'll hit it a little bit of high left English. Come over for the 7. Okay, I hit that a little harder than I'd like. I'm on the rail, but it's really not that tough. I have a nice angle. I can play the 7, hit the cushion, and come out for, I think, the 8 in the same pocket. Okay. A little close to my work here. It's a lot close to my work. Okay, we have to cut the 8 and I have to avoid the scratch and kill the cue ball for the 9. Another little bounce, so that was all right. Okay, now we're going to play the 9 in the corner. Okay, let's go again. Okay, let's go for another rack. Okay, hit those pretty good. Nothing went in though. Okay, let's take my favorite shot, cue ball in hand. Okay, this rack looks like a pretty nice rack. The balls are fairly open. Now, actually with cue ball in hand, I could play the 9, but the top players usually like to run the table. So we're going to play the 1, just slide the cue ball, hitting it low, get over here for the 2 in the corner pocket. Okay. Now we'll play the 2, and you see I'm going to play the 3, the red ball on this side, so we'll just follow down a little bit. All right, now let's play the 3. Stay about right there. 4 is next. Okay, now we can play the 4 and just draw back a little bit. Now hopefully I get in this area for the 5 in the side pocket. Okay, it's not quite as much as I would like, but I'm still in pretty good shape here. We can play the 5 and follow the cue ball 2 cushions for the 6 in the same pocket. Oops, no, it's okay. Okay, we can play the 6 this time and draw back. Now I want to make sure I don't get too straight on the 7 because the 8 is all the way down table. So we'll play the 6 and draw back towards the 9. Bounce off the rail, make sure we have enough angle. Okay, now we'll just follow the 7, a little bit of high right English, and go down for the 8. Hoping we get a nice angle. All right, we have a little bit of an angle. Now we can play the 8 and just slide the cue ball this way for the 9 in the corner. All right. And we just shoot the 9 right in. Okay. Okay, we'll go for another rack. Okay, we made 2 balls that time, and possibly a third. Now, I do have a shot, but because what we're trying to do is learn pool, what I'm going to do is, again, take cue ball in hand, put it over here. Now, we have the 1. We have a nice shot on the 1 ball. 2 is here, and the toughest position is going to be from the 2 to the 3 ball. So what we want to do is play the 1. Now, I could try and either get straight in the 2 or get a little bit of angle. I'm going to slide down, and I'm really not playing for any specific angle on this particular shot. I'm just going to try and get past the 2. Now, if I would have gone a little bit further, I probably would have been straighter, but I actually prefer the angle that I have. Now I can play the 2, a little bit of low left English, hit the cushion, and hopefully come down here for the 3 in the corner pocket. Okay, that's perfect. We have a nice little angle. Okay, now we can play the 3 and just follow the cue ball up for the 4 ball. We'll go 1 cushion. All right, now we just play the 4, hitting a little bit of low left English, going 2 cushions for the 5 in the side. Now again, actually I put this cue ball perfect. Now in my video I cover position play and hitting the rails. I chose this angle because I'd rather have the cue ball hit 1, 2, 3 rails and go towards the 6, which is my next ball, than being on this side of the 5 where I have to go down this way. Something funny may happen. So here we just hit a high ball with a little left English. And notice how the cue ball just naturally comes towards the 6. We have a nice little angle. Now we just play the 6 and just come off the rail. And we have a nice shot on the 9 ball. Okay. Okay, now a couple games before, I had the cue ball in this area, and I was hitting the balls all right, but nothing went in. And then I moved the cue ball a little bit closer to the spot, and I made 2 balls in the break with a realistic chance of running out. So you always have to remember, covered in my video, you always have to remember to keep moving the cue ball around the table until you start consistently making balls on the break. So I like this position. We're going to try it again. Hoping something goes in. Unfortunately not. I still hit those balls pretty good, so I would probably stay in that spot for 1 or 2 more times. Okay, we do have a shot, but again, to speed it up, we're going to take cue ball in hand. And my problem that I see right now is actually the 7 ball next to the 9. There's no realistic combination there. And the cue ball would have to be in a perfect spot to play the 7. So we're going to play the 1 and just follow up a little bit, trying to get a little angle on the 2. Okay, now we have a nice little angle. I'm going to play the 2, hit a little bit of low left English, hit the cushion, come in between these 2 balls for the 3 in the corner. All right. You notice how the speed of each shot really dictates where the cue ball is going. Okay, now I could play the 3 and draw back for the 4 in the side, or I could follow the 3 and go 1, 2 cushions and come up this way for the 4 in the corner. That's just a personal choice. And I think I'm going to follow the cue ball 2 rails. So we're just going to do a high ball coming up for the 4. Now see, I'm a little bit longer than I normally would like, but all I have to do is pocket the ball. The angle and the shot are natural. All I have to do is make the ball. Nothing tricky with the cue ball. I have a nice shot on the 5 in this corner. That's why I elected to follow the cue ball. All right. Okay, the 5. I can play the 5. Now, I could just stop and play the 6 in this corner, or I can play the 5 and draw back and go for the 6 on the side. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the 5 and try and draw the cue ball somewhere on this side of the line of the 6 ball, so I have an angle to go down table. So I'll play the 5 and draw the cue ball back. All right, right, that's nice. And you see if the cue ball had stopped maybe here, then the cue ball would have been traveling this way, which is what I cover in my video. It's been a lot more difficult. Okay, now this is going to be what they call a speed shot. I'm going to play the 6, and I'm going to try and float the cue ball here, here, and come out hopefully somewhere in this area for a nice shot on the 7 in the corner. I could even play the 6 and go into the 9, but I don't think I like that. Okay, this looks like it's going to be pretty nice. That's perfect. Okay, now we're just going to play the 7, cut it in and go up and down the table and hopefully have a nice shot on the 8 in this corner. Just hitting a little bit of high left English. And again, notice the speed of the shot. If I hit it a little too hard or a little too soft, the cue ball wouldn't land right here. Now all I have to do is play the 8. Cue ball going to the rail, come across for the 9 in this corner pocket. Actually, I think I'll just draw the cue ball straight back. All right, that looked a little easier than going to the rail. And a little bounce, and I think anybody could make this shot. There we are. Okay, you've seen I broke from this position. Now, I made it a ball a couple times, and I have made a ball a couple times. Even though I'm hitting the balls good, I'm still going to stay in this position. So let's see what happens. Ooh, we almost made the 9. Well, I made the 5 ball and the 8 ball. And again, we have a shot at the 1. Well, let's see. Normally, I take cue ball in hand, but let's just shoot it from here. Okay, we're going to play the 1. All we have to do is play the 1, hit a little bit of low right English, and the cue ball should go 2 cushions for the 2 ball. Okay, we made a little mistake there. I hit the 2. I really was trying to go around the ball, but many times you're going to run into this when you're playing 9 ball. Even if you're playing position for a pocket, you may hit the ball and still get another shot. So that's the type of thing that does show up in the game. Okay, we're going to play the 2 in the side. Now, because of the angle, I'm going to try and put the cue ball somewhere over here for the 3 in the same side pocket. All right. Now, the reason why I chose to do that, that was natural. If I had played the 2 and tried to hold the cue ball up for the 3 in the corner or try to do something tricky, I more than likely would have missed the 2. So that's the reason why I chose to play the 3 in this side, even though it would probably be easier to go in this pocket. Okay, well, from here, we'll play the 3 and just stop right there. That was pretty straight in. Now we'll play the 4. I can follow the cue ball about here with speed to come somewhere in this general area for either the 6 in the side or the 6 in the corner. There's a lot of shots that come up that I'm not necessarily playing for an exact pocket. Okay, now see, I hit that a little softer than I would like. If I would hit it harder, I would have played the 6 probably in the side. Because I hit it a little softer, I'm forced to play the 6 in the corner pocket. I just have to hit it easy to hold the cue ball from going away from me. Now you can see I have a little bit more difficult shot on the 7. Even though I have a cut shot, I still feel pretty confident I'll make this because the 9 is pretty much hanging in the pocket, and I don't have to do anything really tough with the cue ball, just make the ball. So I'll just concentrate on pocketing the 7. And I don't even care if the cue ball freezes on a rail. All we want to do is make sure that we pocket the 7 ball. And now all I have to do is just roll the cue ball into the 9 and make it. Whoa. Well, pretty tricky, but we won that game very easily. Well, we've run a few racks. Let's see if we can keep it up. Okay, we've made 2 balls. We're breaking the balls good. Well, again, we have a pretty nice layout. The 1. Okay, we don't even need a cue ball in hand again. Now, this is the kind of shot. We're going to play the 1 in the corner pocket. The most important thing is just pocketing the ball. Now, I really can't get too tricky because I may miss the 1. This isn't a very easy shot, but it's very makeable. So I'll just try and play the 1, make it the best I know how, and come down in this area come back up for hopefully the 2 in the corner pocket. So I just hit this with a little bit of height, just a touch of right-hand English. Okay, see how thin I hit that ball. All right, now here's a shot. This is probably the whole shot of the game. All you have to do is make the 2 and just follow off the rail, and then the 3 easily goes in the side, 5 goes in this corner, 6 in there, the 8's hanging by the side, the 9's close by a pocket. So this is the shot we have to take most of our time on. All right, once we make that, I feel pretty comfortable. Rolled a little bit too far, but that's all right. All we have to do is concentrate on just cutting the 3 in the side, just hit it easy. All right. Okay, now it would have been nice if I'd have been right on the rail, but this is still okay. I'll just play the 5, hit just a little bit of low, just a touch of right English, go back and forth for the 6 in the corner. Okay. Of course, the position play is covered in the video. Now, if I would have hit too much English, I may have come in, possibly scratched or made the 8. So you have to be aware of how much English you are putting on the cue ball. Now here, all you have to do is play the 6, just hit a low ball with a little bit of left English. And you see we have a hanging 8 ball and natural position for the 9. We can either draw, well, I'd elect to hit a high ball, just hit the right edge of the 8, hit it softly, cue ball naturally comes down, and we play the 9 ball in the corner pocket. Very nice. You've seen that I've been consistently making balls in the break, so we're going to keep the cue ball right in this area because I've been getting good results. Oh, and what's this? The 9 ball. Well, that's an automatic win. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to, well, let's take that win and we'll try another game. Okay, you just saw I made the 9 in the break. I told you I like this spot. So let's try it again. I haven't been getting good results. I wouldn't move at all from here. And I know a ball dropped and something else tried to drop. Okay, well, we'll take our friend cue ball in hand. Now, I really don't have a tough shot here. I could play the 1, draw the cue ball into the 2-4, make one of them, and hopefully get a shot at the 1. But again, to speed it up, let's take cue ball in hand in the 1. You see the 2 is hanging in the pocket. 3 is here, the 4 is right there. So play the 1, try and get out for the 2. Just hitting a little bit of an angle, hitting a low left-hand English. Come off the rail. Now, the 2 is actually hanging in the pocket, but it's not easy position for the 3. This time, I'm just going to hit the 2 straight on. I'm not going to use the rail. Normally, I'd play the 2 and almost the rail at the same time to come out, but many times, because the ball is so deep, I may lose the cue ball. It may come too far. So we're just going to hit the 2 dead straight on without touching the rail and draw the cue ball back. You can see I controlled that much better than touching a rail. Okay, you see the 5 goes in this corner pocket, so we'll play the 3 and just stop. So we have an angle on the 4. Okay, now we're going to play the 4 and hit a high cue ball with left-hand English, and the cue ball should go 1, 2 rails and come down somewhere in here for the 5, the orange ball in this pocket. So just hit a high ball with left English. Okay, hit that a little softer than I would like, but I'm still okay. Okay, now all I have to do is play the 5. Now, when I play the 5 in the corner, I want to be concerned I don't hit it so hard that the 9 travels down and possibly sticks right on the 8 ball. I may not have a shot on the 8. So thinking ahead, I want to just play the 5, but hit it a nice speed, but not so hard that the 9 ties the 8 up. Now you can notice if I'd hit that harder, the 9 may have just stuck right on the 8, may not have a shot. Okay, now here we have actually a little bit the wrong angle. I can't play the 6 and really wind up over here. The cue ball's going to go up this way. So I have my choice. I can play the 6, hit a high ball with left English catching here, here, coming down, or I can play the 6 and stay here and cut the 8 in and go up and down the table. So I don't have that much angle. We'll try it. Okay, let's just hit a medium ball with left English. Okay, and here we come. Perfect. All right, that looked pretty easy. Now we just play the 8, hit a little bit of low left English with speed to come up towards the 9, and we have a nice straight shot for the 9 ball. Okay, you notice that I'm still staying in my favorite break spot. I've made balls pretty much, so we're going to stay there and see what happens. Ooh, we almost made the 9 again. Okay, this time we didn't make a ball on the break, and again, this game may lead into a safety game. I can hit the 1, I really can't make it, so to speed up time, we're going to take my favorite shot again, cue ball in hand. Okay, we're going to start from right here, and we're going to play the 1 in the corner pocket. Cue ball comes out in the center of the table, hopefully for the 2 in the side pocket. Okay, we want to make sure we have a little bit of an angle for the cue ball to go this way, because the 3 is right here. So if I would have come a little too far, cue ball would have gone that way, I may have had a problem. So now we can just play the 2, and we want to follow the cue ball somewhere in this area for the 3 in this corner pocket. So about somewhere in here. All right. Okay, now we have a nice little angle. We can play the 3, and actually instead of, well, we can draw the cue ball. Let's try and play the 3 and draw the cue ball somewhere in this area for the 4 in that corner pocket. Okay. All right. Of course, we're on the rail. That I'm not too crazy about. All right, let's play the 4. Follow the cue ball. Whoa. Okay, that's all right. Okay, now this looks real good. We can play the 5, and we can stay right about in this area for a nice angle on the 6. The concern is the 7 ball. It won't go in this pocket, and it would be foolish to play the 7, even if the cue ball is here, into the 9. That's a shot that's very missable. I would rather try and just make the 7, 8, and 9 and run the table. So I'll play the 5 on the side. Now all I have to do is just play the 6, a little bit of high right English. Cue ball floats somewhere over here for the 7 in this corner pocket. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, we have a little bit more angle than I would like. If the cue ball was here, I could just play the 7 and follow straight. But I have an angle, so I must hit the cue ball hard with low left English. Cue ball hits the rail about here. Back out for the 8 in this corner pocket. So all I have to do is concentrate on making the ball. And the cue ball naturally will slide over there. Okay, now we can play the 8, just follow off the rail. And we have a nice easy shot on the 9 ball. And that's nice. Okay, well, you've seen that I've run many racks in 9 ball. Most of the strategies and position play, especially in 9 ball, are all covered on my perfect 9 ball video. If you keep practicing, I'm sure your 9 ball game is going to improve a lot.
Welcome to Run Out Straight Full with world champion Mike Siegel. In this session, Mike is going to attempt to run 100 balls using the strategy and techniques that he shows in his instructional video. Perfect straight pool. Okay, Mike, let's see that 100-ball run.
Okay, we're going to start our run. Now, in my video I cover if the cue ball is straight in line with the object ball, I normally draw. But this time it's a little bit to the right with some severe angle. So we're going to follow the cue ball. These opened up pretty good. Now it's just a matter of really my choice on how to pick the shots off. Okay, we're going to play the 13. See, I have my choice of many different shots. The biggest problem I'm going to have right now is making a break shot. So we'll try and, you see the 1 and 8 ball are positioned. If I happen to get in this area, I can play the 8 in the corner, bump the 1 out over here, which is covered, and hopefully we get a nice break shot. Okay, looks, I may have come up a little bit too far. I think I have enough angle. We're going to try and kick the 1 out. Okay. Now see, there's our break shot for the next rack. Now again, it's just a matter of trying to pick the balls off. I think I'll just play the 12 and come over for the 10. Well, let's try and play the 10 and clear these balls off the end rail. Okay, now we're going to play the 11, hit it soft. And I think I'm going to play the 2. I'm going to try and come out somewhere in the center of the table. Looks like I have a couple shots out there. All right. Okay, now see again, I have my choice of the 4 or the 5. I think I'm going to try and play the, I think we'll play the 15 ball. Okay, now we're going to play the 4. I think I'm going to draw for either the 5 or 3, somewhere in this area. So I have my choice of 2 or 3 different shots. Okay, now we can just play the 5, come out in the center of the table again. Okay, now I really want to be a little better on the 3 ball, but because I did that, I think now I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to play the 7, try and draw somewhere in this area for the 9 or 3 in that pocket. Okay. Now I think I'll just play the 9, draw back a little bit. Okay, now we can just play the 3 and draw back a little bit more, hopefully getting good position on the 1 for the break shot. Just like that, no problem. All right. We've run our first rack. Now we have a similar break shot to what we just had before. Again, all we're going to do is just hit a high ball and hit it firm. Okay, notice how nice the ball's opened up. We got a lot of shots. Okay, here we're going to play the 7 ball, and I just going to try and hit the cue ball into the 8. Open the balls up a little bit. Now it's just a matter of, well, we see our biggest concern actually is these 2 balls. I'm not going to worry about it seeing as there's so many open shots right now. So we'll play the 6, come back a little bit. Well, let's play the 14 and just stay right in that area. Okay, now we have our choice of a couple different shots. I think I'm going to play the 13 and just try and bump the 8 and 10. All right. Let's see, I kind of got a little bit out of line there, but again, we have our safety valve, the 3 ball. So I'll just play the 3 in. Okay, again, my biggest problem is going to be these 2 balls. We're going to have to figure out how to break those up. Okay, maybe we can play the 8, follow down a little bit. Okay. I think I'm going to play the 15 now and try and come over here for the 11 or possibly even the 4 ball. Well, looks like I'm going to have to play the 11, and if I come down and get a little angle on the 12, I can easily break out the 5 and 2. Okay, not quite as much angle as I would like, so we're going to play the 4 ball and draw back. Okay, this turned out pretty nice. Now we're going to play a 12 and just kind of slide the cue ball right into the 5. All right, nice. Okay, now I can just play the 5. And we'll just bump the 9 a little bit. That'll be our break shot. Okay, here we'll play the 10 ball, come out for the 2. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Okay, now we're just going to play the 2 and draw back for a little angle on the 9. Look pretty simple to me. Okay, we got through 2 racks. Now that last rack was a little tricky. Of course, most of those shots, especially when I broke out those cluster of balls, those are all covered in my video. Now here's a situation where, again, our line going from the object ball to the cue ball is a little bit to the right of the line, so the angle isn't as severe, so that means we have to draw or hit the cue ball low. So we just hit it low, go into the rack, and hopefully we get a nice shot. Okay, now you notice the balls didn't open up in that particular rack as easy as they do when you have a high ball with a nice angle. That's why we prefer to use that. Well, we could take a little chance here, but I think I'm going to play the 11 and try and draw the cue ball. I could play the 11 and just go right into the pile. I think we're going to try and draw the 11, come out somewhere in this area, and I really want to use the 14. That looks like my key break shot. So let's play the 11, and we'll draw around. Okay, now we can play the 15. And if I stay right here, I can play the 14 in the corner. I got a nice pocket to go right into the balls, so I feel pretty comfortable with that particular shot. So I'll play the 15. We'll draw it, or just stop about right there. Okay, now again, we've covered the behind the rack break shots in the video. You see I have a nice angle. I'm not exactly straight with the shot. The cue ball is a little bit more severe. That tells me we have to follow the cue ball. Just hit it with a nice speed. And look how nice those balls opened up. One shot, they're all over the table. Okay, now here we have, actually we're in a pretty good spot now. We have 2 break shots, the 4 ball and the 10 ball. So what I'm going to do is just play the 5, come out somewhere in the center of the table. I have my choice of a lot of different shots. You'll find at the center of the table is going to be your friend playing straight pool. Okay, now we'll play the 1. Okay, now you see this ball up here. I'm not really concerned about that yet. So we'll play the 7 and just follow a little bit. Now actually I could play the 3 in the side and come up for this ball. But my angle is a little bit more than I would like, so I don't think I'm going to fool with that yet. Well, it looks like I think I'm going to keep the 4 ball for the break shot. So I'm going to play the 8 and just let the cue ball slide right into the 10. Or play the 10 ball. Now we have shots. Play the 13. Actually, we'll have to play a combination or the 8. Well, let's play this combination. It doesn't look that tough, and we'll actually go up for the 2 ball. Okay, I had an easier shot on the 8, but I guess I was too lazy to walk around the table. Okay, now we'll play the 2, follow it, a little bit of right English. Come somewhere over here for the 3 in this side pocket. Okay, you notice I have an angle, so after I pocket the 3, the cue ball is going to go this way towards the balls. All right, we'll just play the 3 in. Just a nice soft shot. Okay, now actually there's a couple different ways I could play this. I could come out in the center of the table, I'm trying to think of the best way to get position on the 4 ball. Actually, all 3 of these balls are nice balls. So let's try it like, well, let's play the 12 ball. Now let's play the 6. I'm going to play the 6 at a little bit of high left English. Okay, now you notice I hit the high left English, cue ball hit the rail, came down here. Now I can easily play the 8, stay right here in a natural shot, play the 12, cue ball hit the rail, come out somewhere in the center of the table for a nice break shot. Okay, now all you do is just hit a cue ball high with a little bit of right English. And perfect. Okay, we've just run 3 racks. Now, this is a shot that's a little debatable. Now, the 4, you see the 4, it's close to the rack, which I don't like. That normally means a draw, but the angle of the shot tells us to follow the ball. So this is your own personal choice. Situations like this may come up. I really prefer to follow this shot, so that's what I'm going to do. So we just hit a high ball, nice speed. Okay, you notice I almost scratched, but I didn't. And luckily enough, look at this. We have a nice shot in the 2 instead of being... Of course, there are a couple shots, but they would be more difficult. This is the luck part of the game. I was very fortunate, really, the ball did come up here, but I felt I shot it the right way, so I guess I came out with a good result. Okay, this is going to be a little bit more difficult rack. We can play the 2. I'm just going to try and, I'm a little straight with it, so I'm going to try and just hit it as best I can to get the cue ball somewhere closer down towards the balls. Okay, that's about as good as I could hit that shot. Well, here we go. Okay, now we have the 6 ball. Now, it's not a real easy shot. This could be a little difficult. We're going to try and play the 6 and just try and make the ball. The cue ball should naturally go right into the pile. All right. Okay, you see, actually that ball had about a half a pocket. These 2 balls were blocking it. Of course, now things don't look too bad. I can play the 1. You see I have a nice shot for the 8 ball or even possibly the 12. I can float somewhere in this area. I should run this rack pretty easily now. Okay, let's play the 1. We'll just hit it a little low left. Okay. See, now I have my choice of a couple shots, but immediately my first concern are these 2 balls. I don't like that. Now, I could play the 12 right now or the 13. What I feel I'm going to do is play the 13 and follow the cue ball and try and break these 2 balls out because I have shots going this way. I can't really get safe here. So I have the perfect angle. We're going to try and play the 13. Just a high ball. There we go. Now see, just moving those balls a little bit, now they both clear into this corner pocket. All right, now we have to play a combination. Play the 12 into the 7. It's really not that tough. And again, still worried about position. We're going to try and come up for either the 11 or the 8 ball. Okay, now we're okay. Okay, now we're going to play the 8. We have a nice little angle. I can just break these little balls up right here. I don't have to hit it real hard, and we have shots going this way, so I don't have to worry about getting safe. So just make sure you make the ball. Okay, and it turns out that the 5 is another perfect break shot. All the balls are opened up. Of course, our main concern really is probably this ball. But once I clear these 2 out of the way, which is things that we cover in the video, we shouldn't have any problem. Okay, let's play the 12, and we can come up for the 11, 9, or the 3. Okay, looks like we have our choice of many different shots. Well, I could play the 3. Now, seeing as this is our problem, if I play the 3 and come out here, I can play the 10, the 15, and the 14, get rid of all those at once. So I think that's what we're going to do. Just play the 3, high ball, foul a little bit. Okay, now I can easily play the 10, little draw. Okay. Now we have our choice. So I guess maybe I can play the, maybe I'll play the 15. Hit it soft. Well, let's play the 15 and come out somewhere in the center of the table for the 9 or the 11. Okay. Well, what we're going to have to plan to do is play the 9, then play the 11 in here, and somehow come out in the center of the table for the 14 in this pocket, leaving the 5 for the break shot. Okay, so now we just play the 11. Maybe we should move a couple of these balls. Okay, now here the speed's going to be very important. All we want to do is play the 11, just have a nice little angle on the 14. Okay, this looks perfect. Okay, now we just play the 14, hit the cue ball low, bounce off the rail. Now the 5 looks like close to the rack, so we're going to try and come out a little further away from the rail. Okay, that's perfect. Getting a stroke now. It was a good rack there, huh? Okay, you can see that rack really had a lot of things that we cover in our videos. A lot of little clusters, a lot of shots hit with extreme right or left English. Here again we have a nice break shot. Again, going back to the rule, you see the cue ball is a little bit to the right or the angle isn't as severe. So that tells me I'm going to draw the cue ball. So we just hit it low. Okay. Again, you can notice that when you follow the balls seem to open a lot easier than when you draw the ball. So the first thing, normally when I shoot that kind of a break shot, the very first thing I'm looking at, I see again this ball. This is the ball closest to the pile. I'd love to get right in this area, and the cue ball should just open these up very easily. So that's what we're going to worry about. So maybe we'll play the, okay, let's play the 12. Just follow down a little bit. Okay, now we have the 13 next. Okay, we're going to do that, play the 13. Okay, now I'm going to play the 15. I'm going to try and, well, actually, I could go for the 1. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and come somewhere in this area, hopefully get a nice angle on the 14. Okay, that's perfect. Now, you see, the reason why I did that, I have the 14 now. Nothing can possibly happen. The 11 is what we call my security ball, which is what we've covered. So if I just play the 14, just hit a nice speed and break the balls up. Now you can see, now look what happens. See, the cue ball's kind of behind these balls. I do have the 11, looks almost like my easiest shot. But I see we have problems up in this area, so. Okay, we're going to have to deal with that very, very quickly. Actually, the combination looks like it lays pretty good. But the 10 is obviously going to be my next break shot. So let's play the 11. I'm going to draw up for the 1 ball. Okay. Okay, we'll play the 1, then we're going to play the 9 next. I had to shoot it that way because the 7 was there. Okay, now we're going to play the 9 again. I'm just going to try and make the ball come out somewhere in the center of the table. I'd have my choice of 2, 3, or 4 different shots. Okay, I think now would be a good idea to play the 3 ball. Now see, this rack's starting to look a little tougher than most racks only because we have this situation. Now, the shot lays good on the 3. Eventually I could get over here, play the 4, but that looks a little too tough. So I think we're going to play the 3. I'm going to hit the cue ball a little bit of right English, which is the position play that we cover in the videotape. Hit the rail here. Hopefully I hit one of these 2 balls to open them up. So let's see what happens. Hitting it high, a little bit of right English. Okay. That's perfect. Now see, the balls are opened up. I do have a nice shot. Now both balls clear the pocket, so we're in good shape. Okay, now we're going to play the 2. I'm going to play the 2 and try and draw again back near the center of the table. Oh, not that far. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, now you see I position the cue ball in a great spot. Have the 7, 8 or the 4, even possibly the 6. So here we're just going to play the 8, draw back for the 4. Okay, Okay, now I'm going to play the 4, and I'm going to draw. See, I positioned the cue ball in the last shot where I had my choice of 3 or 4 different shots. So we're going to play the 4. I'm going to do the exact same thing, draw for the 6 or the 7. Now I have a little angle on the 7. Okay, what I think we're going to do is we're going to play the 7 ball. I'm going to play the 7 and draw back for the 6. Okay, now I'm kind of straight on the ball. If I had more angle, I could either follow 2 rails or something, but it looks like I can just play the 6, draw it to the rail, and come out somewhere in the center of the table. That's what we're going to do. And here we go. Looks good again. Okay, you see we've already run 5 racks. Now, we have our high break shot. Of course, the cue ball, again, is a little bit to the right. It's a little straighter, meaning we should draw or hit the cue ball low. So let's just hit it low, try and make the ball. Okay, that's one of my favorite break shots. Again, hitting the head ball pretty solid. Now, I do, actually, well, I have a couple different shots here. We have the 9, the 15, 2 in the side. The balls are, our concern is this group. And hopefully I could leave the 3, the red ball, for my next break shot. So let's see if we can play the 9. Draw back a little. Okay, I like to try and just clear some balls off, so we'll play the 15. All right. Okay, we'll play the 13. We have a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to just make the cue ball go to the side rail. And we have the 6 and 11 there. Again, covered in my perfect straight pool video, what we try and do is clear the balls that are close to the pocket out of the way first. That leaves way for the other balls. I'm not really concerned about breaking these up yet. So we'll play the 6, we'll draw back. Okay, actually we can even play the 12 ball. I'll play the 12. Okay, now the balls are actually, we have to be a little bit more concerned about this group, but if I get out in the center of the table, the 4 clears and also the 2 clears. So that would probably be my choice on how to break that cluster. So I'll play the 11, hit a little bit of left English. Hopefully come out in the center of the table somewhere. Okay, and we're perfect. Now we'll just play the 5, or play the 2, and the cue ball will drift right into this little pocket. The 5, the 7, the 4. Open these balls up. And hopefully we get a nice shot. Okay, so everything's opened. Actually, we have the 4. We have a little combination here. And we have another break shot. So what we'll do is play the 4. I'm going to play the 4 and have the cue ball just drift right towards the 5 ball. Okay, now everything's pretty clear here. Actually, the 1 is up table. I'm not going to worry about that. I think what we'll do is, okay, let's play the 8. I think I'm going to play the 8 and draw out for the 1. That's what we're going to try and do. So let's play the 8, draw out for the 1 ball. Okay, you see I have my choice again of the 1 or the 5, the orange ball. Now everything looks pretty good. If I play the 1 and draw back for the 5, I have a couple easy shots. We want to take this ball away and keep our group down in this area. So let's play the 1, draw back. Okay. Now we can just play the 5 and hopefully get right about here for the 14 in the same pocket. And the 7 will be our pivot ball. So we'll play the 5, come off the rail. Okay, that's all right. We can still play this easy. All right. Now you see we have a nice little angle on the 7. And we're going to try and follow the ball with a little bit of right English, and the cue ball should come out in the center of the table. There we are. In our 7th rack, you see we have a nice break shot on the 3, the red ball. Now the cue ball is not quite as straight on the 3 ball, so that tells me we have to draw the ball. So just hit it low and hit it firm. Okay, you see the ball's opened up pretty nice. Well, again, our main concern is this group of balls, but I think what I'm going to do is just try and pick off some balls right away. So we'll play the 14. Come over for the 15. Actually, the 10 could be our next break shot. Well, we'll play the 15. Okay, now I noticed the 4 ball goes in the pocket, so we could use that to break the balls, or actually right now we could just play the 9. I think that's what I'm going to elect to do. Just hit a high ball and just open the balls up a little bit. Okay, we still have a little cluster there, but I'm really not too concerned because we have a nice shot on the 10 or possibly the 12 to break them up. So let's play the 2 ball. Now we're going to play the 6 and just kind of bounce off the rail. Well, now we're going to have to play the 10. Now let's change our mind. I think I'm going to go with the 4 ball. Got a little bit too much angle on 10. I really can't get safer. I think I'll just play the 10 and go into the balls. I think I have the 1 possibly, or the 10, or even the 5. So we'll just play the 4, hit a high ball. Open the balls up. Now we have a nice break shot on the 8. The 11 is a combination. All right, we'll play the 1. Let's play the 1. Okay, now we're going to play the 10 and just try and get a little angle on the 12. Actually, all 3 of these balls can go. We can play the 10 and get either an angle on the 12, or we can possibly play the combination of the 13. All right. Okay, we're just going to play the 12, hit a high ball, a little bit of right English. Cue ball should float over here, which is what we cover in the video, how to pick out one of the key balls in a 3-ball cluster. All right. Okay, we have our choice. We can play the 11. Looks like I'll just play the 11 and follow out for the 7 or the 13 in this pocket. Okay, again, we really shouldn't have left the 5 ball up there. I should have cleared that earlier, but I think what we're going to do is play the 13. I think I'm going to go up for the 5 right now. I'd like to leave this ball last for the break shot, pivot ball. I think the 5 and 8 are a little too far apart. The 8 will naturally be our break shot. So I'm going to play the 5. Here's a shot that comes up in my video. I'm going to play the 5, hit a high ball with a little bit of right English, come 3 rails around the table for the 7. Okay, we're hit that pretty good. Oh, that looks pretty nice. Okay, now all we have to do is play the 7. We see we have a perfect angle. Play the 7 and drift right over and hopefully get a nice angle on the 8 for the break shot. And absolutely perfect. Okay. In our 8th rack, you see we've run, if you're keeping track here, 98 balls. This would be the 99. So let's see if we can run 100. Okay. Cue ball is a little bit stuck in the pile there, but I have really easy shots. I have the 1, even a possible combination on the 10 ball. Now we'll play the 1 on the side. All right, that's 100 balls. That was pretty nice there. Well, I have my choice of a couple different shots. We can play the 3 and just draw back a little bit. Okay, now we can play the 15 ball. Go for the 12 next. Okay, I got a little straight on the 12. What I'm going to do is draw back in this area for the 10 or the 14 in the same pocket. So we'll just play the 12, draw back. Play the 10. We'll just slide out in the center of the table. Now we have a nice break shot. Actually, I have a pretty easy break shot on the 5. I could play the 11 and play the 14 in the same pocket, but maybe we'll just play the 5 and open the balls up. That's 105 balls. We use a lot of strategies in this 105 ball run that are on my perfect straight pool, perfect 9 ball, and perfect 8 ball video. If you keep practicing, you see this could go on for quite a while. If you keep playing, I'm sure your game's going to improve. Covered 9 ball, straight pool, and 8 ball. If you review this tape, I'm sure you're going to find segments that's going to improve your game. If you keep on practicing, I'm sure your game will get a lot better. Now, let's get to the fun part, the trick shots. This is 1 ball in each pocket. Now, the way to set this up is, normally I shoot right around this first diamond. I try and line up 2 balls approximately where the diamonds are, keep them about 1 inch apart. The next step is taking another ball and aiming it for approximately the bottom portion of the pocket, right where my cue is aiming. And what you want to be aware of is that the kiss in this area, the 15 ball, is actually aiming for the side pocket. So we imagine a line this way, then make a 90-degree angle this way. Wherever that line goes, that's where the 15 should go. When we put these balls on, these balls should be aiming approximately about 1 inch or 2 away from the pocket. Now, many times these balls are going to throw a little different, so you can adjust them, but I'd say about 2 or 3 inches away from the bottom lip. Put the cue ball in the spot, hit it firm, and hopefully a ball goes in every pocket. We call this the swerve shot. Now, what we do is place the cue ball in between this dot and the corner pocket, about 1 inch off the rail. Take your object ball and aim that just about past the point of this side pocket, and then we hang a ball in the far corner pocket. Now the object here is to hit the cue ball, and the cue ball is actually going to make the 9, the yellow stripe ball, then the 3, the red ball, will go in second. To make this, all you want to do is elevate your cue about 40 degrees, aim the cue ball about in this area, say where close to the first diamond, hit with extreme right English and follow through. We call this the magic shot because hopefully all 4 of the balls are going to disappear. The way to make this is you put 1 ball right on the spot, then you take your next ball and aim it straight in for the corner pocket, making a straight combination, and normally in this position the kiss will go in this corner pocket. Then what we do is put the cue ball about in the center of the table, aiming 1 ball for the side pocket and aiming another ball for the side pocket. Both balls should be froze to the cue ball. And all we have to simply do is shoot directly at the solid ball and hit it hard. This is called the football shot. Now what we're going to try and do is pocket the 8 ball, the black ball, in the side pocket. And how we do that is, first we align the balls right near the side pocket, a little bit on an angle, as you'll see on the overhead shot. You have to be concerned about the first 2 balls. The kiss, if the kiss of, let's say in this case the 9 is aiming near the point, it'll interfere with the shot, so be aware of that. Take 2 balls, freeze them, and aim them just to hit about half of the last ball right here. And what we do is then take the 8, the black ball, and put it right next to these two balls, but we don't freeze the 8. The 8 is a little bit away. Put the cue ball about in this area. You don't want it straight with this line or way down here. Put it about 3 or 4 inches lower than the line of balls. We shoot this, we hit it hard, hit the cue ball, and catch the 2 balls first, and the cue ball will naturally drift into the 8 ball in the side pocket. This is called the cluster shot. First we'll put a ball in the spot, in this case the yellow ball. Then we freeze a ball next to it on this side, freeze a ball next to it on that side. Then we take 4 more balls. Freeze them on the striped balls, but you want to make sure that they're, about a ½ inch apart from the 1, the yellow ball. Take another ball, put that right there. Again, make sure you have about a ½ inch apart. Take another ball, put that up there, and then take the last ball and put that one up there. Okay, so what we have is this little group of balls. Now, from the overhead shot, you're going to see the most important thing about this shot is the cue ball must be inside the line of the corner pocket and the side pocket. If the cue ball is over here, you can't make it. The cue ball must be to the right of this line. And the object here is we're going to hit the 13, the orange stripe ball. It's going to double kiss the 1 and play the 1 ball in this corner pocket. There we go. Just hit the 13 straight on and hit it hard. We call this the under and over the bridge shot. The idea here is to pocket the 1 in the far corner pocket. The cue ball is going to jump over the bridge, then come back under the bridge to play the 3. Here's how we do it. We set the 1 and cue ball about straight in the corner pocket, about 6 or 7 inches apart. We put the bridge across the table, make sure there's enough room, and the edge of the 1 should be even with the bridge. Hang a ball in this corner pocket. Now to make this shot, all we want to do is just elevate slightly and hit the cue ball very low. We call this the railroad shot, and you need 3 cues. You place the cues in the corner pocket much like this. You want a little gap right here for the side pocket and a bigger gap for the cue ball to come through. Once you've done that, take 2 balls and freeze them aiming straight for the side pocket, and make sure the 1 has a chance to go into this corner on a kiss. Then hang the 9 ball in the lower portion of the pocket. Keep the cue ball 4 or 5 inches away. We're going to hit this with a high right English. The speed is very important to come up and down the ramp. The cue ball should hit the rail approximately in this area with high right English, hitting here, here, coming up the ramp, down the ramp, and pocket the 9, the yellow striped ball. Here we go. We call this the nickel shot. What we're going to do is you prop an object ball on a nickel wrapper. Then we cut about half of the wrapper off and put another object ball on it. Put it as close as possible to the first ball. And make sure that the balls are lined up straight. Then take an object ball and hang it just a little bit to one side or the other of the side pocket. You don't want it dead center, a little bit to this side. And then take the cue ball and line it up a little bit to this side of the side pocket. So what we're going to do is shoot right under the penny wrappers and try and hit the right side of the 3. We're going to play the 1, the yellow ball in that pocket, 2, the blue ball here, 3, the red ball on this side. Just shoot medium speed, just like that. I call this the 8-ball shot. We're going to try and play 8 balls in one shot. First we take 2 balls, freeze them about, an inch or 2 away from the side pocket, aiming straight across the table. Now, you may have to vary this shot because it does change from table to table. You may go a little higher up or a little lower. Then take 2 other balls froze straight across on the upper portion of the side pocket, a little bit further away from the rail than this ball. So you want it out about, a quarter of an inch more. Take another ball, freeze it to these 2 balls, aim it approximately in this area. Now I said all these judgments are going to differ from table to table, but you can experiment with that on your own. Then take a rack and put 3 balls right in the corner pocket, freeze the rack to these 3 balls. The idea here is to pocket all 8 balls at one shot. 13, the orange stripe ball goes in the side, 11, the red stripe ball goes in here, 14, the green stripe in here, 7, the maroon ball in this pocket, 12, the purple striped ball in this pocket. The cue ball is going to go 3 cushions around the table, hit this rack, and make those 3. Sounds very easy. All you want to do is put the cue ball approximately an inch away from the rail and hit about 1/3 of, in this case, the orange striped ball, the 13, with high left English. Cue ball should hit approximately in this area. Go 3 cushions and hit the rack. Here we go, all 8 balls in one shot. This is called the Evel Knievel shot. We're going to attempt to jump the 1 ball over all these balls. It's going to hit approximately here, then jump over the rack into the corner pocket. Now to make this shot, I usually put the cue ball right about in this area that you'll see on the overhead shot. You take the 1 or your object ball, put it about 3 or 4 inches away from the cue ball on 2 pieces of chalk. Then you have about the same distance from the cue ball to the 1 as the 1 to the beginning ball. That you put a row of balls. It can be anywhere from 3 balls to 10 balls. And the idea of the shot is you try and line it straight up for the corner pocket. We hit down on the cue ball firm, I would say about a 40, 45 degree angle, and the cue ball should jump right into the 1. The 1 should jump over the balls and go in the corner. Here we go. We call this the wall shot. First, we line up 3 balls in a line just like this, about an inch away from the rail. Normally, the middle ball is aimed even with the edge of the point. Then, we take 3 balls and freeze them approximately in between this diamond and this diamond along the rail, sticking out. Leave a gap of maybe 4 to possibly 5 balls, then put 2 or 3 more balls in this area. The object of this shot is we're going to try and play all 4 of these balls in one shot. When we put the cue ball on the table, put it in the center of the table, but make sure this edge of the cue ball and this edge of this ball, the last ball, are pretty much lined up. We're going to try and pocket the 1 in the side, the 15, the maroon stripe ball, banks in here, 13, the orange stripe ball is going to go in this pocket, hitting it with a high cue ball. The cue ball is going to arc in between this gap and pocket the 3, the red ball. And what we want to do is hit a very, very high ball and only catch approximately 20 to 25% of the maroon 15 ball, the middle ball. Catch about 20% of the maroon ball and about 75% of the 1, the yellow ball. Hit it with a high ball and let's see what happens. I hope you've enjoyed my new video. I know I've had a lot of fun making it. I'm going to shoot my last trick shot, and this is called the out-of-the-mouth shot. With the help of my beautiful wife, Chris, we're going to attempt to pocket the 1 ball, the yellow ball, out of my wife's mouth into the corner pocket. What you want to do is put the cue ball on at least 4 pieces of chalk, and here's where the tricky part comes in. All right, are you ready? You have to take a piece of chalk, hold it tight, put the 1 ball right about here, and here we go. We're going to try and pocket the 1 ball into the corner pocket. Just shoot hard and go right at the yellow ball. We should have just been like this, kissing, and then they can run credits and stuff. Huh? Or what? Everything was all right?
Strip your clothes and jump on the table.
It's okay?